Hello everyone. Welcome back to episode number 12 of the PS1 Vlog Series. So on this episode of the PS1 Vlog Series, I'm going to talk about my favorite moments from Season 2 of The Walking Dead. So Season 2 of The Walking Dead is pretty iconic, it was pretty iconic seeing all the main protagonists of The Walking Dead survive, work together, all the members of the Atlanta group, except for Morales, of course. Yeah, anyways, the main protagonists have to work together. The members of the Atlanta group from Season 1 have to work together as they struggle to survive, as they live together on Herschel's farm in Season 2 of The Walking Dead. The whole group, Rick, Carol, Daryl, Carl, Lori, Shane, Andrea, T-Dog, Dale, and of course the Green family, Herschel, Maggie, Beth. So it's a pretty good season in my opinion. Season 2 of The Walking Dead is a pretty good season. I think it's a pretty good show overall, but Season 2 was pretty good. Season 2 of The Walking Dead was pretty good in my opinion. It's very hard to dispute that. It's a pretty good season overall in my opinion. But anyways, so let me talk about my favorite moments from Season 2 of The Walking Dead. So one of my favorite moments from Season 2 of The Walking Dead is when Rick tells Sophia to stay hidden. When Rick tells Sophia to stay hidden, but we all know that didn't work out. She ended up running away or walking away, and then she ended up getting killed somehow by the walkers apparently, and then her body, and then then she's found as a walker in the Green family barn, and Rick has to end her life right then and there. So yeah, let me think. Other favorite moments from Season 2 of The Walking Dead. Let me think. There was when Carl got shot. They were in the woods, and Carl ended up getting shot by Otis apparently, and I think it was Otis. Yeah, Otis shot Carl, and they brought Carl to the Herschel family barn, and they were treating Carl's gunshot wound. And meanwhile, Shane and Otis at the rescue had to go get supplies for Carl. And Shane ended up shooting and killing Otis in order to get away from the walkers and bring the supplies back. And he lied to the Green family, stating that Otis gave his life to save Shane, and Otis told Shane to run and sacrifice himself, which wasn't true. But it shows Shane's nature, his nature in self-preservation, that he has to sometimes in order to deal with the world as the way it was, in the zombie apocalypse, he'd have to be aggressive and be selfish sometimes, and be cunning, ambitious, and interested in self-preservation, which, you have to admit, isn't all that bad. I gotta admit that some parts of that I do agree with. You gotta do what's necessary to help yourself, and you obviously can't save everyone. So that part of Shane's beliefs I do agree with a little bit at least, but it's still pretty messed up what he did, to Otis, and basically just left him for dead. Just for his own desire to have, because he was lusting after Lori, and Lori and Shane were doing the deed, and they didn't know Rick was still alive, and then Rick came back, and now Shane is jealous of Rick because of Lori. So yeah. So anyways, other favorite moments from Season 2 of The Walking Dead. Oh, when Maggie and Glenn went to that drugstore, and Glenn pulled out those those begins with the word C, ends with the word M. It's used in reproductive activity. Yeah, I just can't say the word on YouTube, but you know what I mean. Yeah, basically Glenn got those from the drugstore, and he and Maggie later, Glenn got 11 of those from the drugstore, and he and Maggie later, were intimate with each other, and yeah, that was a pretty humorous moment from the show, I must admit. Yeah. That was pretty cool, Anyway, let me see. Other favorite moments from Season 2 of The Walking Dead. Let me think. Yeah, let me think. Yeah, when Glenn got thrown into that well, they were all trying to rescue Glenn from that well of walkers. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Also, when Daryl figured out that Shane was lying about Otis, yeah, that was pretty cool as well. Daryl saw right through Shane, and he knew exactly that Shane was lying, and Shane wasn't telling the truth. Yeah. Let me think. When Dale got killed, yeah, Dale ends up dying in season 2. Spoiler alert. Season 2 of The Walking Dead, Dale ends up dying. So yeah, that was another cool moment from the show, from season 2 of The Walking Dead. And Daryl ends up killing Dale because Dale got bitten by that walker. Oh, probably another favorite moment from season 2 of The Walking Dead was when, the walkers overran the Green family barn. They all had to escape, and then Rick finds out they're all infected. So that was a pretty cool moment from season 2 of The Walking Dead. Anyway, yeah, those are my favorite moments from season 2 of The Walking Dead. I just basically gave a brief description of my favorite moments from season 2 of The Walking Dead. I just explained what I thought were the best parts of the second season of The Walking Dead. I just explained what the best parts of season 2 of The Walking Dead were. So yeah, take everybody. Another video from the Tauntville Legend 826 channel, episode number 12 of the PS1 Vlog Series. Take everyone. Another video from the Tauntville Legend 826 channel. Take everybody.